Listen to this. At Cobham, the badge won't save you. Not your name, not your price tag, not the highlight reel that got you trending for a week.
And Garnacho!
With Enzo Maresca, the rule is brutally clean. Deliver or disappear. That's the temperature in the room right now, and you can feel it before a ball is even kicked. Players who thought reputation could buy them time are learning fast that time's a luxury Maresca doesn't sell. He's not auditioning for approval. He's rewriting the rules. And if you blink, man, you're already behind. No sentiment at Stamford Bridge. That's the first shock to the system. You can love a player, sing his song, remember a magical night.
Real impression of Benfica in his short time there with his free kicks, and he's made a massive impression here. That is world class.
But the pitch remembers something else. Actions repeated, patterns nailed, instructions followed. That's the currency now. If the role demands vertical runs off the 9, you make them. If the press triggers call for you to lock the lane instead of chasing the ball, you lock the lane. A fat contract or a famous shirt number won't rescue you when the tape runs on Monday morning and the miss is there in 4K. We've already seen careers tilting because the fit wasn't clean. Some big profiles were moved to the margins, others loaned or sold, and a few were told straight, minutes won't arrive just because your name is loud. And honestly, that feels overdue.
Yeah, he's a breath of fresh air. Ever since I first started working with him a year ago, I was just taken back by how knowledgeable he was about the game, and just everything that he did was passionate and it motivated you. And
training under Maresca is an audit, not a vibe. Short, intense blocks. 4 minutes of positional work that feel like 40 because every step is graded. Repetition, stop, video, repeat. He will freeze a drill, call out the spacing, and push the clip on screen so everyone learns and nobody hides. People think the shout is the punishment. It isn't. The punishment is the clarity. You can't argue with the image. You neither close the angle or you don't. You either scan before receiving or you don't. And if you don't, you won't play. Simple as that. The crazy part? The squad's already adapting faster because they've run out of excuses. The philosophy behind it? System above stars. Sounds cold, but it's actually freeing. You don't need to be a celebrity to be essential. You need to be reliable inside the map. And the best proof of that is Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. At Leicester, under Maresca, he was the guy, the heartbeat of the team, the one everyone pointed to as the difference maker. Chelsea paid £30 million to bring him in, and you think he'd walk straight into the lineup, right? Well, not here. He's had just 55 minutes of Premier League action all season, because at Stamford Bridge, he's not the man anymore. He's just one more piece in the puzzle. Maresca even admitted it. At Leicester, Kiernan was the most important player. At Chelsea, he's just another one. You have to accept that. And at the start, Dewsbury-Hall struggled with it. Honestly, who wouldn't? Going from center stage to waiting in the wings is brutal. But that's the whole point. This project doesn't bend for personalities. If you're not okay with being one gear in the machine, the door is open. To me, that says everything about how far Maresca is willing to go. And that mindset didn't appear from nowhere. It comes straight from Pep's classroom. Maresca didn't copy-paste City. He learned the grammar. Positional play is not a formation. It's a language about where, when, and why. Cruyff's old logic is in there too. Occupy zones, not minds. Move the ball to move the opponent. Value the pause as much as the pass. Add Italian school touches, control, rhythm, defensive distances, and you get this Chelsea hybrid. It's cerebral without being slow. And when the tempo is right, it suffocates opponents by boredom and distance. Everything they want is 1 meter too far. And look, I love that. It's the kind of cruelty football needs. Recruitment finally looks like strategy instead of roulette. Joao Pedro arrives not as a static 9, but as a connector. He presses with edge, drops to knit play, and still threatens in behind. That's gold in a 3-2-5, because the 9 must be both wall and knife. Estevao brings obedience to wide occupation with the flash of 1v1 when the trap is sprung. He won't drift just to touch the ball, he'll hold the width until the interior opens. Garnacho is rawer, more chaos, more electricity, but the staff will sand the edges and teach him to freeze frame. Wait, explode. Hato fits the highline profile, aggressive front foot defending, calm enough to split wide in the first phase, quick enough to cover space when the trap breaks. And then Andrey Santos, back from Strasbourg with added steel. He's the kind of pivot who makes a coach sleep better. These aren't just signings, they're chess pieces, and Chelsea finally has a board. Quick one, let me know in the comments what you think of this Chelsea reset under Maresca. Is it the right path, or just another gamble? And hey, if you're enjoying the breakdown, hit the like button. It helps push this video forward and gives Chelsea a boost on the algorithm too. But here's the catch. No safe zones. The price tag won't buy patience, the Instagram announcement won't buy minutes. If your habits don't match the plan, you'll be out of the matchday group before your boots remember the mud. Maresca has said it in a dozen ways without the drama. Standards are the selection. That hits the academy too. Being one of our own is the beginning of the conversation, not the end. Grow now or go play somewhere else. Honestly, I think it's the kind of blunt truth Chelsea has needed for a decade. Now you see how the philosophy and the signings prepare the ground, let's talk about the structure itself. On the pitch, the Chelsea shape is a transformer. Out of possession, you'll often read a 4-4-2 press, the 10 stepping up alongside the 9 to take away the easy pass. Mid-block compact, access to the ball when the trigger appears, bad touch, backwards body shape, sideline pressing trap. Regain, vertical. In possession, the mask flips from 4-2-3-1 to a 3-2-5, with one fullback sliding in to form the double pivot and the opposite side holding width higher. The first line lures the press, the pivot offers the wall pass, and the third man run breaks the line. When it's crisp, it looks like choreography. 5 in the last line, 5 under the ball, angles everywhere. When one player is late by half a second, it looks like chaos, and that's why Maresca's standards sound obsessive. They have to be. And yet the pathway has never been clearer for kids who bite. The youth with teeth idea is real. Show intensity, show tactical memory, show repeatability. Coaches love repeatability. That's why Andre's stock is rising. He doesn't just make a good action, he makes it again and again under stress. Estevao is being taught when to break rules and when to obey them because freedom only works inside a frame. Garnacho will get the same lecture until it lives in his feet. You can already imagine the film session pause. Look, hold 2 more seconds, now the lane opens. If they absorb that literacy, they don't just play, they accelerate. And to me, that's what makes this youth revolution actually believable. Some will grumble about substitutions or rigidity. Yeah, I hear you. There are nights when the changes feel like 4-for-like swaps that keep the shape neat but don't twist the knife. There are games where the high line looks like a dare the opponent is finally brave enough to accept. That's the tax on this kind of football. But the bigger picture is coherence. For the first time in a while, Chelsea's identity is readable from Monday to Sunday. Training drills create match behaviors, signings mirror the playbook, standards police themselves, and honestly, I'll take a clear identity with a few rough edges over chaos dressed up as freedom every single time. And listen, accountability isn't just a word in a press conference here, it's the daily air. If you're late, your week changes. If your duel count drops, your role changes. If your clips show the same mistake twice, your minutes change. That's what separates slogans from culture. Consequences. The squad already knows that nothing is private when it comes to improvement. Feedback happens with the lights on. It stings, but it binds. When everyone is measured by the same ruler, the dressing room stops negotiating the truth and starts competing inside it. You may not love that as a player, but as a fan, that's music. So where is this heading? Toward a Chelsea that feels engineered instead of improvised. The tactical machine will get smoother as the cues become instinct. Winger holds width, fullback tucks, 9 drops, 8 runs beyond, third man pierces, press resets. The risk will never vanish. Maresca won't let it, because courage with the ball is the whole point. But courage backed by structure is different from chaos disguised as bravery. That's the edge he's chasing. That's why players must be aware this isn't a place to coast or hide behind highlight reels. It's a place that turns habits into form and form into selection. If you're a Chelsea player right now, here's the checklist you live with. Scan early, receive front foot, find the free man, sprint the recovery, and repeat until the whistle. Do that, and your name grows with the project. Ignore it, and you're a rumor by January. For Joao Pedro, Estevao, Garnacho, Hato, for Andrey back in blue, the opportunity is real and sharp. The blueprint already has their role sketched in pencil. The ink is their responsibility. For the rest, the message hasn't changed since day one. Stamford Bridge has a new language, and Enzo Maresca is fluent. Learn it fast or learn to love the bench, because at Cobham, the badge won't save you. Only the work will.